Now, the Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has disclosed that he has set up a 3-member committee to conduct an inquiry into the disturbances at Ejura that led to the death of 2 persons during a clash between residents and security personnel on Tuesday. He says the committee will also look into the cause of death of Ibrahim Mohammed, the social media activist whose death sparked outrage in the area following the disturbances. President Akufo-Addo has instructed the Interior Minister, as you are well aware of, to set up a committee that will probe the matter within 10 days. Well, we are in the 9th day already. According to the first day already. So according to the Minister, the 3-member committee include Justice George Kingsley Kumsin, Justice of the Court of Appeal, who is the chairman, Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso, who is a security analyst, and another member, Juliet Amoa. A principal state attorney, Marie-Louise Simmons, will serve as secretary to the committee. The Interior Minister made the statement at the Ejura Chief's Palace as part of his visit to the area. Well, if you're just also getting to know, the minister is also visiting some of the family members who have been affected. Nanaya Ojima is our man on the ground. We'll be connecting with him shortly. And then I'll have a conversation here in the studio. But listen to a security expert who is predicting that the military officers alleged to have shot the 2 persons in the Ejura disturbances leading to their deaths are likely to walk away free. Now, 2 people died and 4 others were injured during that confrontation between the youth of the town and the team of security analysts there following the death of Kaka Mohammed. The committee that has been set up to probe has just been inaugurated today. But President for the Institute for Security of Disaster and Emergency Studies, Dr. Ishmael Norman, has described the probe as a cover-up. Listen.
The president took an action on this, but not the right action. It is designed to cover up people who are culpable. And if this continues, the youth is upset, or the youth are upset. If we don't find good solution to the upsettedness, this conflict between the establishment and the youth will continue. And we have to stop it, because Ghana is the only country we got. A commission of inquiry is probably the best forum for this. I don't see how the Minister of Interior is going to turn around and question himself. I don't see how the Chief of Defense Staff is going to turn around and question himself. So again, this is not an issue for internal investigation. This goes beyond internal investigations. Commission of inquiry should be the way to go. When the good things happen, the political heads take credit. When bad things happen, they should take the blame as well. Who put the dissect together? Who controls the dissect? They do. So I think this is not the time to draw lines. Everybody who is involved within the chain, within that circle, should be interviewed, should be questioned, should be interrogated.
Well, security analyst Dr. Ishmael Norman there speaking to my colleague Evans Mensah. Let's get more on this matter. Retired Police Superintendent Peter Lanchene-Tobo, who is also a member of the Defense and Interior Committee in Parliament, is here in the studio with me. Mr. Tobo, it's good to have you. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Gifty. It's been a while.
It's been a while, indeed.
Wonderful.
Well, let's look at what happened on Tuesday. As a police officer, I'm sure that you heard all that happened. I want to take your preliminary comment before I go to what your thoughts are regarding the committee that has been set up.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to say good evening to our cherished viewers. And let me also join the millions of Ghanaians to commiserate with the bereaved family, the family of Ibrahim Mohammed, a.k.a. Kaka, the families of Nasir, the family of Mutala Mohammed. And let me join all, including the Ghana Bishops' Conference, to condemn in toto this dastardly act that has disgraced us. In fact, it's a puncture in our democracy. What happened? This young man, Kaka, was killed. And we attempted to go and support them to bury Kaka. And I'm very sure every intelligence will tell you that on the day of the burial, you will expect some bit of violence. It is predictable. So if we had gone there as security officer to support, to ensure that there is calm in the vicinity for the burial of Kaka, what happened, and the military was invited, shocked me, absolutely. the presence of the military in an internal security law enforcement environment at a time that the police cannot say that, in fact, the violence had gone beyond the capacity of the police was a surprise to me.
You just saw the video that we played right now a while ago, the video we played in which you see the young men. I mean, these were young men holding clubs, some of them holding machetes. This is a very agitated group of people.
Yeah.
With your experience within the police, wouldn't you say that as a division, maybe, I think this is a municipal area, that the police there will not be able to contain such a crowd, and that must have necessitated the inclusion of the military in the first place?
Gifty, if that happened, that is bad planning, because this was predictable, and I'm seeing the police, I can't see enough police officers there with the right gadget, because if you have deployed form police unit, right, you will see all the shields, you are going to see all the batons, you are going to see all the tasers, and even their turnout alone can frighten these young men to get out. So the police themselves, I can't see how prepared they were for this particular riot. And for you to invite the military, for me, I will never on any day blame the military for what they did. They are trained for combat, and if you are inviting them, what you are telling them is that the police cannot do it. Please, soldiers, come in and support. So when they drop down, what they've been trained to do is what they are going to do, and that's exactly what they did throughout the Fourth Republic. When have we ever invited military in an internal security issue, a law enforcement issue, and the results are not the same? You see, we are not learning. The truth is that the military officer is trained for a different arena, and the police officer is trained for law enforcement and internal security. And it is very clear that at any point in time that the police loses control, and they feel that this is just beyond them, they will stretch and all leave and call upon the military to come in and support.
Now look at the crowd there.
Yes.
This is obviously a crowd that the police officers that we saw on the ground couldn't have dealt with. Isn't that correct?
That is what I'm saying. If this was not anticipated, I would be surprised. Because if intelligence didn't work well, somebody should be held responsible. If intelligence gathering was effective enough, you can predict that on this particular day, after the barrier of Kaka, this was going to be something that will be so common. And the police will be prepared to deal with it. Isn't
it possible that the police commander there, Mr. Hammond, looked at the situation and he predicted, like you're saying, that yes, there will be people, yes, we will be on the ground, but we can't deal with it, which is why we decide that let's bring in the soldiers. But that help me understand how it even works.
Thank you.
Usually, that when you come here, once the military has been invited, does it mean that they just, start operation, or do they have to wait until the police can no longer handle it before they can come in?
Let me run you through the process.
Yes.
What happens is that within that particular district, if you do the analysis and realize that, look, you can't do it within the district, you don't have the answers within the district, you inform your regional commander, you inform your divisional commander. I need support, okay? I need reinforcement. This particular thing that I'm seeing coming can overwhelm my command, so I need support. If the commander at the divisional level agrees, the regional commander agrees, they will send you maximum support that will be capable to deal with the situation. And if it happens like that, I am very sure we have seen a lot of police officers on the ground, there is something we call saturation. When you're able to predict correctly, your intelligence is right, that this particular violence is likely to come, you saturate the place before they even gather. Right from the barrier, the town would have been saturated with police officers, and it will be impossible for the youth to gather and become violent. If at the point that it becomes unnecessary or impossible for the police to handle, when the police are calling for the military, you have failed to do what you are supposed to do. You are incapacitated in doing what you are supposed to do. When you call a higher power, and the higher power is coming, please, you give way. That is it.
So we shouldn't have seen the police there at all?
No.
Because they were there, right?
The police were there, but in this particular instance, you saw that the military were the ones who were leading.
They've taken over.
Yes, the military has taken over. And I'm saying that I don't have a problem with that. The police are saying, please, military, come. And when you are calling the military to come, under normal circumstances, presence alone is also another force.
Yes.
It would have been possible for the military to come and the police would tell them, please come and show presence, but we don't want you to participate for now. The military could come and just stand a few meters away. Let the youth see that the military are here to back the police. But they're not stepping into that theater until the police are overwhelmed and say, please come on board. When they give them the sign to come on board, I think that what will happen, everybody knows that the military officer is trained to do what he has done, and nobody will blame anybody.
Okay. Let's go to Ejura right now. My colleague Nana Yaljima is standing by. Over there, the Interior Minister has been there today, commiserating with the family and also inaugurating a three-member committee that is supposed to probe this matter, because I want to talk to Mr. Tobu about this committee as well. The minority has shared its own, thoughts on it already, but we'll hear from him too. Nanaya, are you there? Hello, Nanaya. Nanaya, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so run us through what the Interior Minister has been doing.
So the Interior Minister says he came on a fact-finding mission here in Ejura. So he visited the chief of Ejura to listen to him and also assure him that justice will be served the people of Ejura, and also the investigation that needs to be conducted into the incident that happened on the 29th will be done, and that will be restored to Ejura. So it was an assurance for the chief of Ejura, and he also made it known that government has instituted a 3-member committee to investigate the incident that happened on the 29th of last month. So according to the regional, the Minister for Interior, some three persons have been given the mandate to look into the issues. One, they will look into the cause of the cause of the routing that was experienced on the 29th. And that's the death of Kaka. But in this area, the police will continue to investigate the criminal aspects of the issue. But the committee will also do some work on that. And also, the committee is also to find out how the shooting incident happened and the demise of these 2 persons. So the 3 persons who are supposed to lead the investigation include Mr. Kingsley Quimson. He is a justice of the appeals court, and he will be the chairman of the committee to investigate the matter. And also Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso, he is a security expert and he's known across the country. He will also be a member of the committee. And Juliet Amwa, executive director of Pen Plus Byte, she is also a member. And on the committee will be Marie-Louise Simons, principal state attorney, and he will be the secretary for this committee. And according to the minister, the committee, since it's made up of persons who are not political persons, who are known to be distinguished in their fields, will ensure that whatever the cause of the incident is will be unveiled, and the recommendations and also whatever the findings will be strictly implemented by government. So it's been an assurance, and also to let the people know about the committee that has been set up to investigate the matter.
Okay, Danaya, he was at the chief's palace. Wrap up for me with what the chief said in response and how the family members of Kaka are taking this, as well as those who have died. Their families have been calling for justice. So a response from the family and the palace.
So at the palace, Berima Osei Shide, who is the chief of Ejura, he says, though what has happened is an unfortunate incident, the response of government is one that he would describe as promising. And according to him, he trusts the committee that has been set up to do a very good job for the people. And according to him, he wants the government to help him, or the traditional authority, build a division for the police. As he said, Ejura has been a place known for violence, especially during electioneering period. A lot of the people are divided between the ruling NPP and the opposition NDC. So whenever there is an election, there is a tendency for Ejura to be added to the flashpoints in the country. So due to that, he wants the Ministry of Interior and the Ghana Police Service help him and the traditional authority put up a division, a police division there for them. So he says he has already brought has given government or released a parcel of land to government, and very soon he will ensure that every material needed for the construction will be provided by the traditional authority, and government will also come in, help them to build this police divisional headquarters in Ejura to help the people deal with the occasional rioting or disturbances that they've experienced in the area. Now, moving to the families of some of the deceased, let's start with Kaka, whose demise sparked the rioting that we saw and resulted in the reprisal or the shooting that the police did in the Ejura area. Now, the family of Kaka continue to call on government to release the brother of Kaka, who has been arrested as one of the suspects in the murder of Kaka. Okay. So that is something that the family spoke, aggressively spoke to the minister about, because they believe that the brother of Kaka can never be complicit in the murder, and also family of others, including Abdul Nasir Yusuf. They are divided between the family is divided concerning the committee that has been set up to investigate the incident. Some members of the family believe they trust the committee to do a very good job, but there are other members who are saying that there have been incidents like this that have been recorded in the country. They mentioned the Ayawaso West.
So they don't believe in the setup of the committee at all. It appears. So there are those who believe that the committee will do the work, and there are those who don't believe in the setup of the committee at all. I believe that's what you're saying, Nanayo.
Exactly. Some do not believe do not believe in the members constituting the committee.
Okay. Nanayo, let's leave it there as we've run out of time this moment. Thank you so much for those details there. Nanayo Jima there. So, Mr. Tabu, you heard Nanayo Jima. There has been a committee set up. The minority in Parliament has already indicated that you've already, sort of put in a vote of no confidence in this in the setup of the committee. But we've seen the members now. What do you make of that now?
Thank you very much. Gift is not about the members. Justice George Kingsley Kumson is a fine gentleman, an eminent personality within the criminal justice system. Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso, my own professor in Legon, I know him so well. His capacity, nobody doubts that. I know that Juliet is a wonderful person. The three can do a good job. But you know what? The Inspector General of Police could also set up a committee to investigate this. The Minister of Interior could set up a committee to investigate this. At the presidential level, what we expected was for the president to establish or set up a presidential commission of inquiry. A presidential commission of inquiry has the power of a high court. These are murder cases, right? There is no murder case that you can try within a lower court. At the high court, things are determined. So if the commission has a high court status, it can do a lot more than what a committee under the Minister for Interior will do. And you also know what? The whole Ghana Police Service is under the Minister for Interior. So if the police service has a challenge, and you're asking the Minister of Interior to reinvestigate within his own confines, I think that it is not fair. Let's allow an independent body, a presidential commission of inquiry, to take up this matter, and all of us, look, it is a public inquiry. I hear people saying that the NDC in Parliament is not allowing the president to do a public inquiry. No, the NDC is saying, please, President, lift the game. Lift it from a committee to an inquiry level, a presidential commission. From a committee under the Minister for Interior to a presidential commission of inquiry.
Isn't it too late now that the members have already been constituted?
What is too late to a president? We live in this country. The president is the most powerful, okay? He can decide today and say, yes, I have listened, and I think that a presidential commission of inquiry will do a good job for all sides within this community of Ghana to be happy that something is being done. What happened in Ayawaso West Wogon? How many people died? But there was a presidential commission of inquiry. Even though the report, we all know what happened. But this particular one, 3 people died. 3 people from Ejura. Ejura people lost 3 of their young men. And I think that it is good for us to say, President, well done, but it is little.
The community, today the minister was there, the community seemed to have accepted the move by the government. Isn't that a place to say, let's pause and see how this goes, and then if it doesn't go well, I mean, we have the committee in Parliament of which we're a member. Then you can step in and do something about it.
And all these things will waste of time. What is right, if you do it once and bring the results, is better than, oh, let's allow things to lie low, and then let's be able to allow the committee to work. If we are not happy, then we'll go back to the president and say, no, the committee is not working well. We want a commission. The president himself knows, as a matter of fact, as a lawyer, that a presidential commission of inquiry carries more weight, carries more power, carries more expertise to be able to do this work for us, notwithstanding the fact that the members of this committee are wonderful people.
There's this video that I want to wrap up our conversation with. This video that has gone viral, in which you see the soldiers shooting into the crowd. You see one of them who kneels, and that has become one of the icons of this particular conversation. I want to, here is the what will bring you the other video. Well, that's not this is not the specific. Okay, well, maybe we could take this one, but the specific video that I wanted to show you, in that video, and I'm sure you've seen it, where the moment where the vehicle comes with the soldiers, and then they start shooting. A friend of mine looks at it and tells me they were shooting blanks. I really wish that we could get that particular video. How does it work? Because his explanation is that when they are shooting blanks, it is when you cock and then you shoot, and then you have to cock again and then you shoot. Help me understand this.
Thank you very much. I have never seen a soldier shoot blank. I have never seen a soldier, out of my 25 years experience, a soldier carrying a gun with blank ammunition. Blank ammunition are for crowd control management, of crowd control business. And crowd control is within the ambit of the Ghana Police Service. So Ghana Police Service can go to a scene with a lot of blank ammunition. But the soldier, I'm saying that the soldier is a combat officer. He's trained to shoot and maim permanently and even kill. So if you're inviting the soldier, don't ask the soldier to come with blank ammunition. We don't do that. And when the soldier arrives, what he's trained to do is what you have called him to come and do. Why are you complaining that he's shot and killed? You should know that he's coming to shoot and kill. So if it is not right for you to invite him, whoever invited him will have to be held responsible, period. I'm happy that the committee is in place, even though we are calling on the president to lift it up, to make it a commission of inquiry. But if you go and ask for the police operation order right now, and see at what point would military be invited, look at the intelligence that was gathered and analyzed. At what point, how many police officers were predicted to be able to have the capacity to handle the riot? Because it was predictable. If you look at the operation order, it will tell you at the point that the soldiers were coming, the police themselves know what they are coming to do. But it's just unfortunate that you will find a soldier kneeling and firing straight into the crowd.
What if he was firing at somebody that was in a position to cause harm?
Thank you very much. Yesterday, I listened to my own big brother, Mr. James Opombuonu, the Inspector General of Police, and he was saying that, look, you have justification to use firearm. The police do have that justification. And I said, that is true. But in that justification, if you think that somebody has a lethal weapon capable of causing harm, death, and even injuring the police officers or the security officers, you target and deal with that person. Okay? When you deal with that person, the person is fired and you see that the person fell with his gun or his weapon. And everybody sees that this is the person who carries a gun and wanted to fire the police officer. But if you fire and kill 2, 3 innocent people, okay? The law is simple, that if you free 1,000 people, okay, because you are looking for one criminal, if you allow that criminal to run away because you want to free 1,000 people, it's better than killing one innocent person. But today, as we speak, Kaka's death brought about 2 other deaths. Which of the 2? Is it Nasser or Mutala who was armed? Which of them?
I guess those are the things that the committee will be required to establish. Well, Mr. Tobu, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and we'll see how it goes with your committee in Parliament. Whether or not you'll be able to do anything about the committee that has been set up now, because now we know that 9 more days.
Well, we hear that the president is a listening president. That is what we have been told for many years. And look, 9 days more, and this is a very serious matter. In 9 days, if the report is ready, that would be wonderful. But for me, I think that we should do a better job than a committee. It should be a commission of inquiry.
Mr. Tobu, thank you very much for passing through.
Always a pleasure.
Peter Lanchene Tobu is Member of Parliament for Wa West. He's a member on the Parliament Select Committee on Defence and the Interior. They're sharing his thoughts with us on the committee. Well, the committee has been set. It's got 9 more days to work this out.